It is March 10th, 2021, which means we are just a couple of days away from the end of Act Number 1 in Project 70. There is no other, I would say, modern baseball player that I would want to watch in person than Jackie Robinson. Will be the giveaway on Monday night. So right now, number 1, be subscribed to the channel, and number 2, put that print run guess below. And hopefully by now you have seen my Monday night episode and you have included your print run guess in that video for that Randy Johnson. At the same time, that video, I did share some critical information from Topps around sort of my 4 biggest questions right now around Project 70, and some of the details they share with me, I had not seen them share with anyone before. So if you've not seen that Monday video, check that video out after this video. And my name is Chris, otherwise known on Twitter and Instagram is at CRT_sportscards, and my website, CRTsportscards.com, is where you want to go for everything related to not only Project 70 right now, but everything around Project 2020 from last year. So here we are at the middle point of week number 4 in Project 70. This has been, I would say, kind of a weird week overall. Most of the time the cards build on each other every single day, and by the end of the week you have some really good momentum, and that was really true in Project 2020 and now in Project 70. And the Monday cards were really strong. When you took a look at the Tuesday cards left a lot to be desired by a lot of people, especially that Yogi Berra by Ron English. And when you take a look at it, it's really hard to not look at it and go, this is terrible, what did he do? Yogi Berra deserves better than this. But I think you have to really take a look at this from the perspective of what is next in his library. We'll come back to my thoughts on that Yogi Berra here in a minute, but I did want to quickly congratulate the print run guess winners from last Wednesday's show and last Friday. Based, of course, on the timing of the print run announcements and my work schedule, I'm unable to do it on the Monday show. But looking at the Wednesday card, the Tom Seaver by Claw Money, and look, both winners this week or last week were longtime show watchers, so congratulations to both of you. But on the Tom Seaver by Claw Money, that print run came in at 2,203, and congrats here to Kent Davis. Closest here, 2,165. So Kent, congratulations on winning that Tom Seaver free from me. And then on the Friday release of Mikhail B's Clayton Kershaw, a card that I theorized would actually be the lowest of the 3 cards on Friday, it was actually the highest printed card on Friday. So at the end of the day, what do I know right now about the print run possibilities of Project 70 cards? But this one was really interesting. I thought the winner of this card was going to be the person who put down Kershaw's strikeout total, but Jarek Cardenas just got beat by Chad Prather here, as Chad put 2,532 and the print run came in at 2,548, so nearly nailing it on the dot. But congrats, Chad, for also winning this Clayton Kershaw on Friday. And then for just some crazy dumb luck, that kind of proves you don't need to buy multiple cards in Project 70 to find the good stuff. This card, and look, if you've been on Twitter, Instagram, the Facebook group, you've seen this as a photo, but I figured I would go and show it off, and it was just an incredible surprise in the mail yesterday. But this card showed up yesterday, and if you can tell in the video, that is the Infinite Archives Jackie Robinson Gold 1 of 1. So that is my first 1 of 1 in Project 70. It's also the second extra card this year I've already received in the mail. Of course, I had that Acuna Snoop Dogg foil, so I think I am tapped out for good cards the rest of the year. It's going to be a long run of just regular mail days, but at this point, I can't ask for anything more from Topps, because it was incredible to hit a Jackie Robinson Gold 1 of 1, and it was his very first card in Project 70. Now, before you say, oh, Chris is just trying to sell us on this Yogi Berra by Ron English, I am not at all. What I'm going to sell you on here is a thought process that this is the end of Act Number 1. Tomorrow is the last time we are going to see the artist's first card in Project 70, meaning on Friday. That is when the real fun begins. That is when we start seeing the second player card of all the artists, and it's going to be in the next week and the week after. And this is when potentially regret can start coming in. If you see an artist you're not sure about right now, but you see their second card and you really like it, what are you more than likely going to do? You're going to go back to the first player. So there could be some potential secondary pricing increases here in the coming weeks as we start to see the second and third player cards. Also, there is potential here that Topps is going to increase the releases per day starting next week or maybe even Friday, now that we're out of the first player first player releases for the artist. Tyson Beck even said on the Facebook group the other day he thought it was going to be 5 per day. So there's going to be a lot of changes, I think, coming our way, but this is the end of act number 1 in Project 70. But before we do close that curtain on act number 1 in the set, we do of course need to recap the Tuesday and the Wednesday cards. But here on the Tuesday cards, I'm going to give them all a pass because I want to see the second player card from each of these artists. Of course, we've already talked about That Yogi Berra by Ron English. We have Don C, and thankfully Don C came out in order here. He wasn't late to the game as he was with this Deion Sanders, but I get it. It is a tribute to another album, but I think we tried the gold on his first card last year, and I don't think it went over very well, so we're going to wait to see how this looks. I also wish Deion had a little better face, because Deion, when you think of Deion, he's smiling. And then, of course, we have Mac McCormick with his Cal Ripken Jr. This is probably my favorite card of the day. It did feel like a 90s insert. I don't know if there's supposed to be more to the card or there's more to his story in the future, but I want to see his next card. I want to see his library come out, because this card left me wanting more. But the Wednesday cards had me at hello. This was a fantastic release day, and an artist today tied together a card he released in Project 2020, and I thought it was a fantastic way to get back the momentum that we kind of lost yesterday on the Tuesday releases. But in no particular order, we had Quicks release Ernie Banks, and look, we have a Cub. It's about time. And joining Ernie Banks on this card, of course, is Clark, the Cubs mascot. So we got 2 Cubs for the price of 1. It took a long time for the Cubs to show up, but it was a cool play on when it comes to Quicks card. The question here is, will we see more mascots in Quicks card going forward? And then second up, look, 1971 Topps makes their return in Project 70, and we get Don Mattingly. I know it's another Yankee, but we get Don Mattingly 7 times, and he has a massive wad of chew in his mouth. But the true winner on the Wednesday releases, it is Matt Taylor, and I'm going to be giving away this card for free just as a salute to the work he did, not only with Project 2020 and his Mark McGwire, but now we have this Project 70 Jose Canseco, and when you put them together, they make one single card. The Bash Brothers are back together, and I'm curious so on 2 fronts when it comes to this card. Will there be a run on that Mark McGwire on Project 2020? Matt Taylor is an artist who at times had some really interesting cards, but they just didn't catch on with the collectors. I always said his set should have been foiled from the beginning. And then number 2, simply put, the reason why I am giving this card away, I'm really curious how well Jose Canseco is going to sell in Project 70, especially when you factor in Matt Taylor at times, like I said a second ago, didn't sell that well in Project 2020. How is this card going to come off the blocks in Project 70? Are we going to see 3, 4, 5, 6,000, or are we going to see a low print run in the low 2,000s? We will find out in about 70 less hours from now on where this card lands. But in the meantime, get that print run guess in, be subscribed to the channel. With that, have a fantastic Wednesday evening, and I'll see you back on Friday night as we open up act number 2 in Project 70.